Christian, atheist, same thing. What? Well, this one's just confusing for a completely different type of reason, man. About 80% of what cows eat comes from plant fibers and feedstuffs they can digest, but humans can't, and would otherwise go to landfills. Well, yeah, you're right. Humans can't digest fiber. That's kinda good for us, though. Isn't that kind of the idea? Shouldn't have too much fiber in your diet, but you do kinda wanna have some, right? We did vote in 2016. I didn't because I was 15, and gave Hillary the popular vote, but she lost because of the Electoral College. Whoa, you actually voted for Hitlery? Damn, you're dumber than your Historic Posts show. Can you read? Like, really? Why does swimming need to separate athletes by sex in the first place? Every individual is competing against the clock, not each other. So they all get gold, right? If you get a better time than all of the athletes that you personally consider to be your opponents, then you win. What? Oh no. Flat Earth, the globe debunks itself. What does this mean? No, genuinely, I'm a little confused. We have a big old triangle on the ground. How much did it cost to construct this giant world-spanning triangle, by the way? I didn't pay for it. No, they're not. Yes, they are. No, teeth are not bones, even though they have some similarities, like being the most resistant material your body produced. It is a misconception a lot of people make, but at least it's a valid question. Unlike this one I found, are teeth bones or fingernail? Like, how can you think that your teeth are made out of... Wait, what? Is this guy arguing that your teeth aren't bones? Do we got any dentists down in the comments that can settle this once and for all? Are my teeth bones? Mans needs to teach English literature. Nah, bro, Kendrick needs to rewrite the rules of poetry and literature. Well, I mean, you're right, he does, but, like, you need to be taught too. It's not teach, it's taught English literature. I don't know what these people are talking about. I never really do, though. I'm usually out of the loop here. Actually, animals kill and eat each other because we kill and eat them. If we stop, they'll stop. Wait, what? It's a vicious cycle of madness that started when man killed and ate the first animal 3,000 years ago. Because he did that, this behavior spread throughout the animal kingdom and encompassed the world in the evil darkness of death. Okay. 17 celebrity kids who chose not to follow their parents' steps. Wait. What? Douglas Durst, a real estate developer, stands in the offices of the Durst Organization on the 49th floor of, okay, wait, he's sitting, you know that, right? Like, you can see, right? This is Nicole Kidman. Do you see the long, flat back? Women have a natural curve in their spine starting at bra level. It has to be there so that if they become pregnant, they're still able to stand upright and maintain balance. Biological females also have smaller kneecaps, shorter femur bones, and small proportional feet. Nicole Kidman is a biological male. Wow, damn, you don't see stupidity this strong very often, do ya? This is just straight up the best shit right here. This is the stuff you hope for when you go on the internet. Something that is so indefensibly dumb that you, no matter what you say, you're gonna have a fun time responding to this one, right? Disposing of used engine oil can be a problem. Solution: dig a hole in the ground with a post hole digger and fill it with fine gravel. Then pour in the oil. It'll be absorbed into the ground before your next change. Cover the spot with oil. You know what? I'm gonna Google this really quick, because this looks like it was, 1963 from Popular Science. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm typing. Dispose of old oil in gravel-filled hole. I'm sorry. Dump in the ground. Let's see. Let's see. Well, I'm not seeing much about it. Wait, no, here it is. Never mind. Hey, look, it's Reddit. They're debunking it for days. I don't have any fine gravel. Can I use asbestos instead? Yes, you can, sir. I also made homemade wine. It cost me about 75 cents a bottle. I also make homemade wine, blah, 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 blah. That's 75 bottles of wine for $1. Holy shit, that's cheaper than Cisco or Thunderbird. I honestly need to see your math or I'll never sleep again. I told you a bottle costs 75 cents. And then you did meth and now that's 75 bottles for 100 cents? Yeah, we've all been there, man. Come on. We've all been there where we misread and we're a little dumb. It's just something I would do, honestly. What's your bra size? Guess. 96D? LOL. r/not how bras work. There's a sub for that too? Well, what is it? What did I do wrong? The number in a bra size is the band size, not the cup. If you want to guess a larger bust, you want to guess a higher letter. Okay, what are you? Annoyed? What size are you? I mean, what is your bra size? Further into the alphabet than you've learned yet. Not bad. Not bad at all. Bras scare me. What? There ain't even baby formula on the shelves. Just give them regular food. Our ancestors did not have formula and they made it work with what they had. Okay, right. Our ancestors, as far as I know, did have boobs, and I'm sure not everybody was able to use them appropriately, just like today. I mean, I don't know, again, I'm not a woman, so I can't really talk about it. I'm just gonna shut the f up like everybody with a set of balls should when it comes to this type of stuff, right? Facts from science. Could a blind man line up all the colors on a scrambled Rubik's Cube? Of course not. How much less could 100 trillion blind men, each with a scrambled Rubik's Cube, solve all of their cubes at the same time? Yet those are precisely the kinds of odds required for evolutionists, the blind men, to shuffle randomly the elements of nature, the Rubik's Cubes, oh thank God he told me what was what in this metaphor, and arrive at the operating system of a single cell. Evolution is impossible. Yeah, whatever. The reason I kind of let a little tiny burp out there is because this stuff is just sad. It's just sad, man. I listen to all of you brainiacs. And not one of you, including this non-scientist, how old is no curvature, that boat he talks about sinking downwards, isn't sinking downwards the base of the boat. You can still see with a powerful lens. That's what he opened his statement with, which is truly false and has been debunked. All right? I would like to think that the Earth is a globe. I really do, because that's what I was taught as a kid. But more and more irrefutable evidence has emerged that it's a floodplain, with no curvature. Scary, yeah, it took me a while to accept it. Dude, just shut up. I mean, come on. Just stop. If you want to believe that stuff, you go right the hell ahead. But don't start trying to confuse other people, all right? Samsung is an Android. Technically, it isn't, lol. Search it up. What operating system does a Samsung phone use then? Google. Now I'm gonna ask you this. I wanna go a little further here. Who owns Android? Now take your time. Maybe do a little bit of Googling real quick, just in case you didn't know. In 2005, Google bought Android. That's correct. Yes, guns should only be held by the well-regulated militias to protect the people by bearing arms. Let's do this. Woo! Oops, well-regulated doesn't mean a bunch of rules. Sorry, you're also ignorant. Well-regulated literally means a bunch of rules to ensure control, and you call me ignorant? Yeah, when you see the term well-regulated, you really think no rules are really going to apply? Or there's gonna be a lack of rules? Remember, this amendment came from the period in time when dudes would stand like 20 feet apart from each other and just shoot. I mean, there were a lot of weird rules to battle back then, right? Am I crazy? We were still fighting like it was the Middle Ages, but we had boom sticks? For the Second Amendment argument, if you want to ban rifles, because they killed too many people, we should ban people from shoving things up their ass. That kills more a year than rifles. I don't even know how to begin to find evidence for that not being true. I know it's out there, because I know that that's gotta be bull, right? I really don't believe in that one bit. I just really don't feel like sitting down and Googling how many people die a year from shoving things up their ass. The answer would probably still surprise me. I disagree in science. The Earth is flat. Space isn't real. We live under a dome. Well, you sure do. Your skull's pretty thick. I think that counts as a dome. Listening to an audiobook takes more concentration than reading. Unless you're still learning to read, for which most of us can learn new words by reading at any age. Though, only know the correct pronunciation by hearing them. So either or. Huh? That's my reaction to the vast majority of these statements. Oh, what? What are you talking about? Hold up. 37.8 C is normal body temp. What the f? Normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. 37.8 degrees Celsius is not normal. No. There's a range to it. This isn't pH levels. That is true. There's always a little bit of a range, huh? Just a little tiny range. This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. Sith. It's an old Ben Kenobi quote, idiot. Oh, Star Wars fans are wow to this day. The person who has a mentor is a protege, not a mentee. We don't say dettee, inquisitee, prosecutee, fornicatee, what? Mentee is indeed a quite common word. It's a synonym of protege. Dude forgot about fucking synonyms for a minute there. Honest mistake. Who's the best African player in Premier League history? He ain't even African, he's Egyptian. Someone get this man a fucking globe. Just a little one. You can get him a little rinky-dinky one off of Amazon, but I'm begging you, get him one. Still has 79% on the tomatoes. Just saying, Pixar films set a very high bar for quality. To be the worst might still mean it's better than the average film. It's like saying you just had the worst pizza in New York, and it's still better than the best pizza from anywhere else in the world. Only Americans are self-centered enough to think that the best pizza in the world is not from Italy. I mean, I've never had true Italian pizza. I've never been to Italy. Maybe someday. But sometimes things can be improved. I'm just saying. Not saying that American pizza is by any means the best in the world, because I don't thoroughly believe that we have the best of anything here anymore, if we ever did. But come on. I've had a New York slice, okay? It's pretty good. You just gotta learn to deal with it. Guinea pigs are true omnivores. Their digestive systems are only made to process plants. Okay, wait. Read your sentences again and think on it. Think on it. Omnivores, only plants. That doesn't really go together, does it? It's a battery car, not electric. Batteries store electricity which power the motors. You wouldn't call a petrol car a plastic tank car, because that's what stores the petrol that powers the motor. A petrol car runs off petrol, so an electric car runs off a battery, which is DC. Electric is AC. Okay, right, you're right. Woo, you win. You got me. Someone in this story is a higher class than her, Eliana, and I took that personally. See, now I'm the idiot. Personality. Thank you. See, I should have read it like that. I think I actually just tried to. I looked at that word too early, and I kind of combined the words in my head a little bit. I'm dumb. They couldn't legally fire me for something I do in my off time because they aren't paying me during my off time. Well, unfortunately, I guess it depends on where you are. I can't assume you're in the United States, but I do know that here they can legally fire you for literally anything. And before you say, hey, wait, but there are some things they can't, no, they can just lie, dude. Oh, you're gay. That's totally fine. 1 week later, we're gonna have to let you go for slipping performance. They can do whatever the hell they want, man. If they see you go to a library branch that they don't like for some reason, they can fire you. And they'll just make up another f***ing reason, dude. Europe needs to be prepared. Not just one country alone. You might recall that Britain is no longer a part of Europe. Britain is a part of Europe. It's part of the continent and the larger community. It's not a part of the European Union, though. But it still is in Europe. I'm 36, never been married, never had children. Normalize it. It just never happened for me, but I'm still happy. Dearie, you're not happy either way. There's a joy that comes with having no owning a man you call yours forever. Then the sweet lovely children. Overjoyed. I can help with getting you pregnant. What? Jesus Christ. Mind your own business. I mean, I know this person tweeted about it, but seriously. Can you imagine having the balls to say, actually, no, you're not happy. Have kids. You're not going to be happy unless you have a child. Have a child now. Do it. You'll be happy. You're so sad without a child. Look at you. There is less than 0 of Deathstroke in Deadpool. This narrative came about a decade ago, and it's total bullshit. The creators of Deadpool literally said they took Deathstroke and gave him the mouth of Spider-Man, and that was the premise that created the character. It's not a narrative, it's a fact of how the character was created. I am the creator. Thanks for reminding me that you're quoting nonsense. The creators of yeah, him? You mean that guy right there? Damn. All you had to do was just click on the profile and read like 4 lines. I've got a sneaky suspicion that in his bio, it says who he is. Crazy thought process, I know, but you might save yourself some embarrassment if you just take 4 goddamn seconds to look at something. You don't even have to click on it. You can like hover over his name, man. Oh! NASA knows the Earth is a flat. With the dome. Our ancestors knew about it a long time ago. They don't want to say the truth. It will shatter the whole thing and the fake of NASA and their moon landing hoax. Okay. People are really hammering this dome thing, aren't they? They all reading that Stephen King book, Under the Dome? Was that a Stephen King book, Under the Dome? I mean, Stephen King has written everything, so probably. The dome. And NASA's trying to hide it from us. Huh. You know, honestly, I personally believe that our Earth is completely we're on the inside of a sphere, right? So if the sky wasn't being run by the evil space NASA folk, I'd be able to see Africa from outside my window, just in the sky, right? But no, they don't want us to see that, so they put that big fake sky in there like a video game rendering, and it's all a simulation. For the record, this is me again, Jonathan A. EmKay, inventor of EmKay Industries. The Earth is round, space is real, trans rights. Let's continue on. You know the Beatles played very little of their music and wrote very few of their songs? Source? No, you can't just say like that and expect us all to go, oh damn, you right, totally. Man, the Beatles suck, dude. No, source, give us some evidence. Real evidence. Like now, I'm not even kidding. I'm not a big Beatles fan, but you don't get to just do like this. People gotta call you out and embarrass your ass. All right, Habibi means beautiful. Does it? Does it really? Or are you trying to make a fool out of me? Come on! The reality check is that the Earth is not a spherical ball spinning in space. To put out lies and to deceive people is on par with evil intention, arrogance, and ignorance. I encourage people to do their own research. Okay. Don't just blindly believe what you're told. You can deny it all you want and the facts will always remain facts. The truth is out there. It's up to you to find it. Peace and love. I do love people that do that. Do your own research is the saddest phrase you can ever hear now. Because of course if you do, they're gonna go, no, not like that. No, not those sources. Nope, these ones. This random dude on YouTube that uploaded 12 years ago on a potato camera who said, God's coming for you. He's the real guy, I swear to God. I also love it when they say you can't deny facts as they will always remain facts, and then you give them facts and they go, no, not those ones. No, I meant my facts. My facts are the true ones. One of the sure signs that you're dealing with a malicious or careless narcissist online is their use of LMAO. I always thought it had to do with first name, middle initial, and last name on Twitter of all places, Mr. Jordan B. Peterson. Here's a sculpture of Hercules at around age 85. His diet consisted of lion meat, primarily. Obviously, he took good care of himself. There is no contrary evidence. I feel like you could use that on just about anything. There's no contrary evidence. Okay. My table fan is named Steve, he is alive, and we hug every morning just to get me going. There is no contrary evidence. The fact that we're all taught Darwinism and not even a mention of the Bible is beyond me. Why am I learning about evolution when there's no evidence yet? Jesus has historical evidence and science backing him up. Amen. Love your faces. I feel like you would have been taught Bible-related stuff at church and with your family. That's kinda how that happens. I don't need the teachers to do that. My parents can do that just fine. And they did, as a matter of fact. Please call them hens. Chickens are unable to lay eggs. All right, cool, that's fair. No, it does not constitute a poll tax because the ID is already required by law. It must be presented in the case of probable cause during an investigation. It is illegal to be without ID in the US. Try again. Okay. Someone's just referred to the 90s as the late 1900s, and I feel so old. Okay, the late 1900s, assuming they said 1900s, yeah, would actually be referring to dates from around 1870 to 1899. 1900 onwards is it? No, are you f***ing serious with that? This song is already half a decade old. We must never let it die. I don't think it did? Half a decade is 50 years. Okay, bon jaw. What? Bonjour, are you dumb? Huh? It's French for hello, dumbass. That's what you guys decided to focus on? Look, you got a photo. Why don't you look at it? My favorite animal is the fox. That's a cat. Right, cats aren't animals. You're such a snowflake. Okay, so water always fills its container, right? If you have a bottle of water and play around with it, the water will always stay flat when calm. Therefore, water doesn't bend when in a container. Earth acts as a container for the water to be on, but we know water doesn't bend, therefore the Earth is flat. What about bending water? What? We're the oldest real country in the world, though. Oh yeah? Dude, I visited the UK once. It's the only time I've ever been out of the country. They've got street signs older than the goddamn United States, okay? So just Fucking chill. Referee was a joke. No way should he have stopped the match. Just wanted to be the center of attention. He should be banned from referring for life. I think he was watching a different fight. The towel was in. Not sure what the towel was in means, but in my opinion, the ref wanted to spoil the match right from the first whistle. Personally, I'd lock him up and throw away the key. He was an absolute disgrace to the game of boxing, if you catch my drift. If you don't know what the towel in means, then perhaps the game of boxing isn't for you? Look, I feel like I've been annoyed with a referee once or twice in my life, but people that actually advocate for hurting them or for locking them up, you don't need to be, well, let's just say you don't need to be involved in anything sport related. You're kind of gross. And I don't care if you're just joking or kidding. Now shut up.
Teacher's attempt at correcting my son's spelling. It's actually skikors. Man thinks he's smart, saying it's 10 cents. Oh god, a post within a post, here we go. Let's just start from the original. I love when people think something was so easy, but are utterly wrong. The question? A hammer and a nail cost $1.10, and the hammer costs $1 more than the nail. How much does the nail cost?
So easy for me. Yes, it's 10 cents.
The implication being that that is wrong, but someone disagrees so much they make their own separate confidently incorrect post, titling it,
Man thinks he's smart saying it's 5 cents.
so apparently that's incorrect. Yeah, isn't it $1.05 for the hammer, so the nail costs 5 cents? Since the total between them is $1.10, as in adding their costs together. So 5 cents plus $1.05 equals $1.10. How dare they make us do maths on a meme channel? This is like r/math memes all over again. I can't do it. No, I won't go back!
No, well, the hammer plus nail is $1.10, so if the nail is $1 less than the hammer, it would be 10 cents.
I look forward to this being argued in the comments below. This is the face of a person who has nothing to regret about its life.
Alright, firstly, it's it, and secondly, it's not it, it's her. Thirdly, that's not how commas work.
Le mafau. Firstly, that is an apostrophe, not a comma. Secondly, the apostrophe shows ownership. So yes, it is its.
Are you saying that woman is owned?
No, I'm saying...
Sexist! Your argument is officially invalid. I win! To all you hunters who kill animals for food, shame on you! Joke's on you, I'm into that!
You ought to go to the store and buy the meat that was made there, where no animals were harmed? I mean, most hunters these days have to get permits and are only killing creatures that are overpopulated and therefore actually helping the ecosystem, but go off. Glues are for kindergarten. Adhesives are for grown-ups. You will notice no one sells hot melt adhesives. Hot melt, not for grown-ups. You ever seen a DeWalt Ryobi Makita battery pack done with glue? No, they use spacers. Photo. What was that? Well, what are those 3 words there? I wonder what they say. Cow milk was literally made for humans. Cow milk was literally made for baby cows. Now, to be fair, I'm sure they mean in the way it's filtered and processed for human consumption. That said, they're still technically wrong and therefore we're still allowed to laugh at them. Commence laughter. Mold is mold.
I like cheese, lol.
You can eat all this before it goes bad?
Cheese doesn't go bad, that's the whole point.
Oh no. This is major.
What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products.
Edit. Why are you booing? I'm right. It's literally just milk that's already gone bad. Buddy, soft cheese does go bad, and quite fast too. Technically, any mold that grows is just bonus blue cheese. That's how I've always used it, on salads and such. Do you like to cook your chicken rare as well? Sneak peek inside the mind of moon landing deniers. Never would have guessed they didn't understand rocket science.
How the hell would a drone fly around the moon with no atmosphere?
Duh! How the hell would a rocket even fly through space if space is a vacuum? Rocket thrust would have nothing to push off in a vacuum. Dude, go back to your hometown. Find your middle school science teacher. Apologize to him. Tried going to Aldi's this morning at 8 a.m. Wasn't open. Wow, what a store. Maybe try back at 9 a.m. like the sign on the door says. Most places are open by 8. Not places that say 9 a.m. on the door though, right? Oh, I love a calm clapback. Elon always posts the realest things. You're just mad you're not as successful as him. This is the most embarrassing reply to this post yet by far. You're the most embarrassing person in this thread. You're. That, what? I swear, some people are so stupid. I was on the train and 2 nerds thought the sun was a star. It actually makes me sad. God, where's the Carl Sagan of our generation? Hank Green, we need you! Guy has never heard of fire.
How do you make a cup of tea without electricity? I'm I'm not sure you've thought this through.
And neither have you. My dad fell for a Nigerian prince by mail scheme and then fell for another one the following week because he reasoned they couldn't both be fake. Oh, that innocent thing. Hippos have no muscles. It's impossible to lose weight when you're a rage donkey made of pure muscle. Hippos hardly have any fat.
Wrong. Plants have no protein. Hippos can't have muscles.
Quick question. What does it feel like to be completely ignorant of how something works and still deciding to comment on such things with unshakable confidence?
You're wrong because I'm not an American.
Today I learned in 1942, German submarines sunk a British passenger ship. They surfaced to collect survivors, announced their presence to the Allies, and sailed under a Red Cross flag. The U-boats were attacked by Allied planes, forcing the submarine to throw all the survivors back into the sea and crash dive. I'm sure that cruise ship got the worst reviews. It sank, not sunk. Except I'm not American, don't use American English, and in fact used it the correct way. Sank in the simple past tense of sink, while sunk is the past participle.
The hell is that?
Thus, it should be German submarine sank. It's an irregular verb, and I would never hold that against a non-native speaker. The person you reply to is correct, though.
Fall is a verb. To fall, fell, have fallen, will fall, he, she, it falls. That's fall and nothing else. I had English in school and I have never heard of such a stupid wrong use of words. Fall is a verb and nothing else.
Don't pretend like you know English just because you've taken a class or two, especially if you're not a native English speaker. Do yourself a favor and look it up. Maybe you should. Every single result, even the nouns, refer to the verb fall. Maybe you should learn English. Well, everyone here is an idiot. It's obviously a season.
Da Vinci's works are called masterpieces, and they are for their time, but not by today's standards. How D-bags like Banksy spray templates and it's called great? In the same way, this film is criticized by idiot millennials brought up on modern CGI. I was a kid when this came out, and it outshone everything at the time. Films like The Matrix and Fight Club all borrowed from this movie. It pushed boundaries and gave inspiration to today's filmmakers. Criticize away, but first show me your name on the credits of something better!
For reference, they're talking about The Crow.
Yeah, if you were a kid when The Crow was released, you're most likely also a millennial. A millennial was born after 2000. Seeing as it was released in 94, that's not really possible, Einstein!
Well, if that's true, guess I better start complaining about kids doing things that doesn't ultimately affect me.
100% live somewhere in England. Only country I've seen that has teens put on that much makeup. Scotland as well. It's insane. Scotland is in England, idiot.
Say that again, but slowly.
Damn, one paper cut and you'll bleed to death. Veins pump blood away from the heart, not to it. You're thinking about an artery.
I think you ought to remove this comment.
Only about 50% of our DNA comes from our parents. Yeah, I know genes play a role. What I meant was inherited characteristic versus some characteristics are inherited, such as hair color, skin color. Some are due to brand new DNA you obtain from the mix of your parents. Brand new? Okay. Your DNA, for example, is 50% from your parents and 50% unique due to the mashup and nature of how we are created.
Okay, and how were you created? From your parents? Oh, wow.
Your character, for example, the latter sometimes.
100% of your DNA is from your parents.
No, it isn't.
Darling.
50% is. The other 50% is brand new DNA created by the merging of your parents' DNA. It's called a sexual dimorphic species. Here's an easy to read explanation for someone who clearly has no basic knowledge of human biology.
Sometimes I do want to click these links just to see where they're coming to this conclusion,
because I guarantee they've just read that wrong.
I can't get past the fact there was no hand washing after touching that chicken.
You mean past?
Move or cause to move in a specific direction. He passed through towns and villages. That was just a Google search of what past means for you.
Well, I've been using that word completely wrong this entire time.
9 billion people on Earth.
83 billion, but sure. Actually, more like 9.3 billion, just the truth.
There's 8 billion people on Earth. Please explain?
No, there isn't. More like 9 at this point. There is an edge just near the Bermuda Triangle. If it is round, tell me, where did MH370 go? Are you not familiar with the secret ice wall in Antarctica?
I think this guy is a little goofy. A plane disappearing near Indonesia means it probably crashed into the sea, which is not evidence that almost the entirety of modern technology and science is an elaborately concealed lie that has been kept under wraps for thousands of years despite involving a good portion of the world population.
Your everyday experience tells you the Earth is flat. This is 100% proof evidence against evolution. Are flowers smart enough to know what monkeys look like? Therefore, they evolved to look this way? Nonsense! Only a designed creation process can explain this. A designed creation declares both a designer and a creator. The song a baffled king composed.
Nah, don't waste the eggs like that. Let the chicks live. The eggs aren't fertilized. There wouldn't be any chicks in them in the first place.
Thank you for pointing out what I already knew.
Really? But you said...
You misunderstood me. I meant to save the eggs, see them hatch into chicks, rather than preserving them.
Yeah, that's the problem. Those eggs can't hatch ever. They aren't fertilized, and they can't be fertilized after they are laid. There aren't any chicks in there. From a post mocking someone for calling a frog an animal with 3 letters on Family Feud.
And fly isn't an animal.
Fly is an animal. What the actual frick? Insects are animals. They are in the kingdom Animalia. They're animals. You're thinking of mammals, maybe? Or not thinking at all.
The common house fly is not an animal, it is an insect. Have a nice day.
Dude. Yes, it is. It boggles my mind that you can have this big of an ego over something you can simply Google and verify. A fly. All insects are in the kingdom Animalia. They are animals. Insects are under that kingdom. It goes Animalia to class Insecta. You can say it's not and wish me a nice day all you want. You're still wrong. Price is not dependent on demand. God, I wish. If I sold apples, I could always slowly raise the price of my apples despite whatever the demand may be for my apples. Thus, in theory, my apple would be more expensive, thus more valuable, since I raised the price. A $10 apple is going to be seen as more valuable than a 10-cent apple. Why is crypto like the weather, where there's summers and winters? Why can't we program a token to always be summer or always increase in price? My thesis is simple. Price and value is not dependent on demand. So why should a token's price be? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Because if you have the price too high, it's going to be considered overvalued and people aren't going to have a demand for it, and therefore you're not going to make as much money, are you, you dumb, stupid...
Value can be whatever I want.
Oh, you have the reality stone. Well, never mind, okay.
Who? Pocahontas? She is not real, lol.
You're joking, right? Well, technically they're right. You know, Pocahontas is dead, therefore not currently real. Red nose figure skating. They look Russian, probably all from 1 or 2 gyms. The treatment of putting skater against skaters at the main one is brutal. They don't skate past 17 often. What the flip? They could be from anywhere. I watch figure skating religiously. I pretty much know. But thanks for trying. If you watch religiously, how do you not for sure know? Well, one of them is American, so apparently you don't.
Yeah, what part of Russia is Maria Bell from?
Guys, give him a chance to breathe, come on. Redditor makes up fake Canadian employment laws. Ooh, fun. Again, according to the law, you here cannot provide negative reference. Canada. One's view of proficiency will vary from another. I'm not saying they're not given, and I'm not saying that the majority giving references don't break the law, but that's how it is. It's called slander, my friend. It is not illegal to provide a bad reference. Stop spreading misinformation. It is illegal to give a false reference, and many companies like Walmart have a standard policy of not giving any reference so they can never possibly even be accused of false reference. Y'all walk a fine line. Keep walking it. No, the frick does that mean? You're out here spreading bull smack. I'm correcting it. What fine line is that? Being able to type basic questions into Google? Just a reminder that a volcano in Greece has put more CO2 in the atmosphere in 24 hours than humans have in our entire existence. Not even slightly true. Actually, it is. Did the math myself. Double checked. Thanks, though. Today's been equally helpful for everyone to make sure that you and people like you are not on their lists. In case you are confused by how confident they are, yes, they are completely wrong. I can't find what volcano they're referring to anyway, but it's more accurate to say the opposite of things. So yeah, suck it, Mother Nature. We kill you better than you can kill yourself. Website that uses images from r/confidentlyincorrect adds a comment that is incorrect, confidently telling everyone to do their research. Totally horrific. Forests which we need for oxygen and so much wildlife is being completely exterminated. Tragic beyond belief.
You should check where our oxygen comes from. It certainly doesn't come from trees. Many are the misunderstandings when it comes to the source of the world's oxygen.
That's actually correct. See, not only do trees produce oxygen, but they also absorb oxygen, which makes them a carbon sink. In any case, we always say, please do more research before posting comments like this.
God!
God, how do you misdefine things? Yes, misdefine's a word now, I've decided. A carbon sink is a forest that produces and expels carbon, not oxygen, you deformed testicle. And it only expels that carbon when it's burnt down, cleared away, or dies. Barbarity and sadism aren't the same, son. They're synonymous. Nope. Google is your friend. Not your friend, though, I guess. The only non-British actors to play Bond have been George Lazenby and Pierce Brosnan. The only English actors to play him were Roger Moore and Daniel Craig. Sorry, no. Sean Connery was Scottish, not British. Scotland is in Britain. Are you confusing British with English? Scotland is its own country in the UK. Britain is a different country in the UK. All part of the UK, but not the same. Scotland is not in Britain. They are their own separate countries. You are the one who is confused. Which part of the UK are referring to Britain? Kiss, kiss. Good thing I'm not talking about belief. I'm talking about how people's understanding of evolution is wrong, whether they believe it or not. All theories are beliefs. Evolution is just a theory. And again, it's not compatible with reality. Seeing as how all the evidence supports evolution, it obviously is compatible with reality. It's a good story, but I've heard better stories that explain evolution. Ooh, you are reading a word and defining it completely differently. Please never say her and I around me or I will slap you. It's she and I. Hashtag grammar. Yeah, you correct them. Hypocrite. And he was correcting somebody else. That's not what a metaphor is. If I were to say this post is like eating a bowl of nails, that's a metaphor. That's a simile. This is some grade school Schmidt, lol. Yeah, which one do you think's the confidently incorrect one here? Go on, you figure it out in the comments. I had to Google this to find out myself, but yeah, I know now. And I'm not gonna tell you. If you're confident, then go on, say so in the comments. Risk the irony of looking confidently incorrect under this video. Smoking is bad. I mean, yeah, on one hand, you should have the freedom to do what you want, but on the other, chain smoking with a first grader in the backseat probably isn't a good thing. I never said it was good. I said there's no proof it's bad. And even if there were proof, it would be irrelevant due to it being none of our freaking business. It's just the mental gymnastics to comprehend what they're saying. Fun fact, you watch too many movies. A cigarette ember can never ignite gasoline. It's not hot enough. That's not true. It's not even the gasoline that is flammable. It's the fumes, you dummy. No, you can ignite the gasoline, just not with a cigarette, lol, dummy. Imagine calling other people dummies when you're this wrong. It's not baking soda. Hello, Gordon. And it's not harmless. It's sodium bicarbonate. Other extinguishers have other materials, but none of which are baking soda. When I wake up in the morning and forget to take my schizophrenia medication. Who are all these people? Not how schizophrenia works. That would be DID. Wow, not only do you sound like the most obnoxious person I could ever meet, but you're also wrong. Northern kilometers are longer than southern kilometers because speed limits? Unless you have been in the north and you have done a similar walk, you wouldn't notice that the kilometers in the south are longer than in the north. 1.6 times longer or same as miles in the north. Oh my, you were being serious, weren't you? The speed limit in Germany is 160 kilometers an hour. The speed limit in Australia is 100 kilometers an hour. And the distances in Germany are much shorter. Interesting. Yo, wait, you guys go 160 an hour? You can go that fast? Why do you get to? We're in a bigger country. It takes 6 days to drive to the other end of our country. Like, man, I could get that done in 3. They do know that a cat doesn't have a bone in its tail, right? It absolutely does, lol. Confidently incorrect, lol. They're not, though. Well, then now I feel bad for squeezing my cat's tail as a child. I'm still baffled. Is it not common knowledge that salt dissolves in water? Well, it's an artificial saltwater reservoir, and people call it a pool, so I don't make the rules. If it's artificial, how is it saltwater? Well, see, first you get some water, then you get some salt, and the rest is clearly a mystery. Okay, now that salt's in a layer at the bottom, lol. Salt dissolves in water. Not naturally. I'm so confused right now. Yes, it does? If you put salt in water, it will dissolve. Salt is soluble in water. You don't need to stir it or boil it. If you don't put more than needed to reach the solubility limit, all of the salt will dissolve, and there won't be any on the bottom. No salty bottom for this pool. New, 3 in 5 patients support striking health workers. Our poll has revealed. That's awfully close to less than 50%. Take a hint. That's 60%? That's 10% more than 50%.
awfully close. 3 and 5 is very close to 2 and 5, which would be 40%. My point being, I bet they rounded it up.
Well, by that logic, they say there's a 100% chance I'll die if I fall from 50 meters off a building, but there's technically a 0 in that number, and that's close to 0%, so I'll be fine. She's not a teenager, and they should get in an actual fight. I'd like that, not some dumb generic tweets. Would you agree? This is about Sunken Chin Bald Man and Greta, by the way. This person genuinely believes the best way to prove one's ideology is best is by punching each other.
Read that back and change your user and @ Ooh, nice clapback, screenshotting their age and
Oh, look at that. Oh no, turns out this person's actually the better one here. 19 is an adult? Now answer my question. Now to be fair, some places don't consider the 19 to be an adult until 21 and such, so I mean, I can see how this can be misconstrued. Man with limited knowledge of thermodynamics confidently explains thermodynamics. Temperature for decarb is around 240 degrees Fahrenheit, and with water boiling at 212 Fahrenheit, you'd have to keep it boiling for a long time to get any substantial THC. Yes, the boiling point of water is at 212 Fahrenheit. That doesn't mean that once the water hits its boiling point of 212, then the temperature stops going up. You can continue to raise the temperature of water well past its boiling point. Your science isn't sciencing. Yeah, what he said, whatever it was.
the dollar is measured in imperial.
Are you sure about that?
Imperial is superior, coming from a Canadian mechanic. Damn, my opinion will mean nothing.
Imperial is way better. That's why most countries use the dollar. Each measurement's got their place, I guess. I really don't think the dollar has much to do with measuring tolerances.
The dollar is measured in imperial. Like to the euro, it's worth $1.90. Imperial uses large numbers, hence why every country uses it.
The Vatican is not associated to Christianity. It is an ancient Babylonian pagan cult based on the worship of the sun and pagan gods. Billions are unknowingly worshipping Lucifer. Oh, I wish that was the case. That would be so funny and ironic. Our buddies are excellent. For surviving somewhere in sub-Saharan Africa on roots and greens and occasional meat, not for that.
Well, evolution is just a theory.
Said by someone who has no idea what a scientific theory actually is.
It's still just a theory, Lamau. A theory isn't a fact, doofus.
Again, someone reading a word and interpreting it completely however they want.
Yes, worth it, lol, when they're left with a crappy bum.
Just have a carry-on toilet paper. By the way, that's there. Please do not use the English language if you can't not do it properly. Oh, mate, come on, that's gotta be satire. If you can't not do it properly, my man. I see what little game you're playing.
Are bees an animal? No. It's a silly debate, to be honest. I think you should be able to say vegan with or without honey.
Do you also think humans aren't animals, lol?
What? Of course we are animals. Too damn many of us in the world, too. Like 36% of all mammal mass, 96% if you count our livestock, but don't quote that. But that's for another argument. To me, bees are just an insect. You can find that on Google. You can also find that they are an animal as everything is in the animal kingdom if it isn't plant or fungi or whatever. So it's a debate for sure.
So they agree but don't. It's not a debate. Insect is an animal, just like mammals are animals. What's with all the insect hate, huh? They deserve to be considered animals like anything else. I want my cockroaches to be considered as equal as me when I crush them and kill their families mercilessly. On an advertisement for toothpaste.
Calcium carbonate is limestone, aka cement. Way to clog your arteries.
I wish it was, and just for you. Climate change denier thinks that a Twitter thread counts as peer review. Oh no!
Peer-reviewed paper is what is being created in this thread. We have the evidence. How do we get it published? How do we get it reported? How we get the meteorologists to speak? How do we accomplish the obvious? Look up!
You sure about that?
Holy duck, what part of America do you live in?
West Coast US, not California. California is part of the West Coast. No, it's not. I deleted it.
Kids, what 32 plus 13 equal to? 32 plus 13 is goddamn 47. I never got to play Forza, but I know it's a great game, and is amazing how much work and development they put into a single CD. They don't make disc anymore. Well, I mean, they do. They just don't put them on CDs. Translate this sentence. Un sandwich de pescado. Incorrect. The answer is a fish sandwich. Oh, a sandwich your fit. What the hell is this app? It looks terrible. Canada. Hey, Canadians. Did you guys change your flag recently? Look, I know you guys have quite possibly the best country flag in the world, but why would you go and change it? Jesus, the French flag for some reason. Crying girl. Jesus punishes a sinner by making her French. Litre is 4 gallons. Americans are too dumb to convert figures themselves, so have to put everything in dollar and gallons. Look, I hate our system as much as you do, but that didn't make any goddamn sense. Kendall Jernikins weighed only 15 ounces when he was born. That's an ounce less than a Starbucks Grande coffee, or 3 ounces more than a typical can of Coke. Okay. What? Who cares? I mean, good for the baby, obviously. That's not the problem I have an issue with. Not the problem I have an issue with. Guys, I'm tired. The caffeine no work. I love it when people like you proudly display their complete lack of reading comprehension. He literal just described what they are doing and said it was tyrannical. Your brain is so smooth, 50,000 grit sandpaper would scuff it up. Aw, you tried. 50,000 grit sandpaper would be super smooth. Sandpaper is more rough the lower the grit count is. Good try, though. I don't know who to hate more in this situation. If anyone were to go back, say, 1,000 years with a gun, they could bring down entire empires. Well, you'd need bullets, too. His character is a bit... Oh, shut up. The Indy 500 isn't 500 city miles. They go around the track 500 times. I mean, I don't really care, so I couldn't tell you. Also, Europe's not that big, and all Europeans have pretty much the exact same culture and genetics. Oof. Someone saying they're part Irish and part French is the equivalent of saying you are part Kentuckian and part New Yorkan. Irish and French are nationalities, not races. Europeans are Europeans. Europe isn't big enough to distinguish one European from another. Oh man, that is the dumbest shit I think I've ever read. I bet you won't repost because you're ashamed to have a picture of Jesus in your feed. That's actually, Qui-Gon Jinn, a Star Wars character who was a Jedi Master played by Liam Neeson. No, that's Jesus. And English is a Germanic language. It's based mostly off French with words like brunette and silhouette. Regardless, it's classified by linguists, sorry, I'm having trouble reading today, as Germanic. Germanic? Who cares? To be fair, so is French. Brit here. We don't hate the USA in general. You're a bit of a bunch of noisy bellends, but you're not Germany levels of asshole. How's Germany an asshole level over America? Well, they've tried to take over Europe 3 times in the last century. Germany. 3? I remember 2 for sure, but what was the 3rd? The EU? Huh? Remember when Elizabeth Olsen saved a dog from being hit in traffic? This was a scene that was filmed for Sorry for Your Loss. Really? I mean, whatever. If I cheated on you, instead of leaving me, just understand the fact that you lack something which the man I cheated on you with doesn't. Find out the error in yourself. Ooh, man, I hope you get hit by a bus. Shut the up. Right. All this bullshit Mars, and if you download Perseverance hanging from Sky Crane. What? You can see for yourself that it's only a cartoon. There are no real photos or videos of Mars descending, just cartoon and video animations. Okay. There's one American country. You know there are 2 American continents with more than one country each, right? You know that's not the same thing, right? What do you mean? The United States of America is not the only country on the American continents. South American countries are as much on an American country as Canada or the US. Yes. You're both weird, though. There's something about this conversation that is inherently dumb to read. Yes, America is a dumb way. We're not America. We are the United States of America. Canada is also in America. I mean, come on. Get back to meeting face to face. I don't wanna. I hope you get nationalized, you robbing bastards. Hi, Dave. LNER is a nationalized operator and has been since 2018. Ha! Suck it! A Texas newspaper published an essay saying humans and dinosaurs lived together. That's because they did. You should actually pay attention to that Bible you're always criticizing. How many of these people do you figure have ever actually even seen what a Bible looks like? I smell an unbeliever. You probs believe in Big Bang and evolution. No, you're wrong. Yeah, I noticed it too. LMAO, the double correction. The dreaded double correction. No! We're open. No. No words start with O and end with O. Orange. Oh, shit. No. Oh, it's been deleted. That's unfortunate. Wait, numbers don't have names, right? Some do. natural exponent pi, Graham's number, etc. Except pi doesn't exist. It's a theory, kinda. Excuse me? Huh? I wonder what was invented in Vatican City. Comment your country's name and I'll say one thing that was invented in it. Brazil airplane. What? For those who don't know, Galady is 100% male, and Gardevoir can be either male or female. Actually, the right one is the female evolution, and the left one is the male, actually. Actually. To manufacture each EV battery, you must process 25,000 pounds of brine for the lithium, 30,000 pounds of ore for the cobalt, 5,000 pounds of ore for the nickel, 25,000 pounds of... No, dude, shut the f*** up. That is such bullshit. Power lines are heavily insulated, but the hawk was probably dazed if it hit it. Another comment pointed out what looks like fishing line over its left foot. That might be what's up with it. Most power lines are not insulated except by air. What the hell does that mean, dude? No, really, explain yourself right now. You shouldn't have to work 50 plus hours a week just to make it. 50 hours a week is pathetic. Future billionaires work 170 hours a week. Well, last time I checked, there's only 168 hours in a week, so one, that's impossible, and two, good luck trying to be a millionaire if you're burnt out at 25. Go grind, then we'll talk. Sounds like a you problem to me. They're trying to reboot the PSYOP. Viruses don't even exist. Missing pieces. Sorry, I'm still staring at it. Realized. Realized isn't a word. Is it realized or realized? Realize and realize are different spellings of the same word, and they can be used interchangeably. Thank you. You don't know Jesus? This is blasphemy. Gius? Who? Blasphemy. In simple terms, expressing disrespect for God or something sacred. So ignorance is disrespect? I mean, I guess it is if it's on purpose, but you know. When I was 6, my sister was half my age. Now I'm 70. How old's my sister? 35. Let's have a hard one next time, please. It says half, so half of 70 is 35. What? Did you read? What? What's happening? Guys! Okay, but it's not the continent in much of the world either. It's two distinct continents. No, it's one continent. The US has always wanted to differentiate itself from the rest of the US, or rest of us? Rest of us, to the point where they changed what used to be America to North and South America. They want to be separate. I bet it irks them so much that Mexico is still part of their so-called North America. I don't give a The shift key is the most useless key on the keyboard. It doesn't do anything. Don't to me. Well, this is awkward. You ever hold down the shift key on your keyboard while pressing a letter? Fun little Easter egg. Oh man, you didn't read the tweet at all, did you, sir? A kid born in 2010 is now 18 years. Let that sink in. I never thought I'd need to explain basic math, but since we hear kid born in 2010, now is 2018. So you add the 10 to the 8 equal 18. Simple math. So the kid is 18 years in 2018. Simple. Yeah, very simple. Thank you very much. No big deal. Just the Sistine Chapel ceiling painted by the Michelangelo. Wait, Michael Jackson painted that ceiling? Food is made out of soil. How long does it take for radiation to leave soil? Stop testing the microwave's ovens and start testing your food. Food is made from soil? That's news to me and probably most of the world. They don't build statues of critics. Here's a statue of a literary critic, Northrop Frye. Oops. Herschel Walker says evolution can't be real because apes still exist. What a smart guy. If you think your English is good, I challenge you to write any word that starts with T and ends with T. Teeth. Tit. Who are they? There. By trying to make daylight savings time permanent, the United States Senate has caused many people to question the very meaning and existence of time itself. Mass anarchy and despair will soon follow. This may be the thing. Shut the f*** up, Walsh, you dip. Anyone seen Bad Vegan? Not yet. Vegans. And veggies. If God wanted us to not eat meat, he wouldn't have given us molars. Amen. Herbivores have molars. Canines, however, why would you buy that when it has the face of a war criminal? Don't think it's appropriate. What has Nick Cage done? We never forget Windows XP. Forgor. No, it's forgor. He was right. What country should be wiped off the face of the earth? America. That is a continent, not a country. Go back to school, little girl. North and South America are continents. When you say America, everyone except complete idiots knows that you're talking about the United States. Go back to school, little boy. But if you actually are American, it's not like it will do you any good. Yeah, you might just get murdered. That's a coyote. It's a wolf. Nope, it's an Arabian wolf. I've had a lot of weird interactions here on Twitter.com, but this may be the weirdest. Someday, I'm gonna write an enemies to lovers story about a woman who writes songs for kids' toys and a single dad who will lose his mind if he hears that song one more goddamn time. Elizabeth, no disrespect to you, but I wish people would refer young humans as children's and not the kids. Kids are the young of goats. Words can have more than one meaning, Alan. I've many people agreeing with you. So if you call children kids, what other meaning can it have? A child is a child, not a kid. There can be no meaning you called children kids. They are not... Oh, dude, what are you talking about? Stop! Pronouns are the most stupid this generation has ever made. Pronouns have existed long before this generation. Oh, man. Language is new. Elon Musk, I'll put a man on Mars in 10 years. Well, Georgia? You really think Georgia is a country? It is. Georgia's a country in Europe. Say psych right now. Well, hey, I think you're just kind of blowing their mind. We used to lord that over the other kids, LOL. Word is, laud? Loud? Could they survive jumping into a volcano? I think not. Chessmate. Checkmate. Chessmate. Checkmate. I kind of like chessmate. You seem happy and put together mentally, so yeah, you're definitely a women. Wait, so men can't be happy and put together? That I've seen? No. I'm so sorry for you. Yes, but I would say the average American doesn't have an accent. Only an American would think they don't have an accent. Oh no, I definitely have an accent. It's just where I'm from in the country, up in eastern Washington state, I do believe that I somehow ended up with the most generic American accent, if you will. The most vanilla. Everything feels or sounds, at least to me, to be very flat for an American accent. There's no real isms or twang or anything like that. The only thing I've picked up is since moving to Colorado in 2014, I don't say Colorado anymore. I say Colorado a lot. I say that freaking Coloradan accent really gets me sometimes. What are you, a printer? Call it blue like a normal person. I don't know how to tell you this, but cyan and the standard color palette, blue, are wildly different colors. You'd never mistake one for the other. Wanna bet? If you're one of these off-white folks... Wait, let me read that again. Wanna bet you are one of these off-white folks? If you tell me there are more than 8 colors, I'm gonna tell you no. What? The Russian sleep experiment is not a creepypasta, it's a real thing. You're all just brainwashed. There's so much you don't know. But it's okay, when the revelation comes, you won't be needed. Whatever you say, dude. But what if I pay you? If you pay me, then you get rights or permission, but I can't just make a movie about blank without having to pay someone to do that. So how is this possible? LOL, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were here on planet Earth. What planet are you on? Yes you can. They made the Bohemian Rhapsody movie and the band Queen never saw a single penny. What? Excuse me? It's been a year since the last time I announced this, so I think it's time for my yearly update. PSA, we do not pee out of our vagina. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. See you next year. Well, you probably don't do it out of your although you do talk a lot out of there. LOL. And that leaves the vagina, unless there's a third hole somewhere for the pee to come out of. You're getting there, buddy. You're getting there. Morning. Where did you move to Portland from? I'm also newish. Where did you move to Portland from? I'm also newish. Before the Civil War? Republicans did not exist before the Civil War. Lincoln was the first Republican. Read a history book. Gas prices see fastest decline in over a decade. What does that have to do with what he said? What? The FBI is oh, look, I know why you're saying it. I feel like in general, we could consider the FBI to probably be a bit of an ass. CIA's a bit of an asshole. NSA's definitely an asshole. But the reason you think it is, I don't agree. This cake makes me angry. It's not a lava cake, it's a bundt cake with chocolate sauce in the middle. Lava cake cores should be hot, but uncooked batter from underbaking the cake, and the cake should be made for each individual. Slicing a syrup-filled bundt cake is just a disappointing mess. Stop posting this travesty. Pedant here? Please don't underbake a cake expecting a molten gooey center. You'll just be disappointed. Lava cakes have a puck of frozen ganache in the center. As they bake, the ganache melts, and they have to be small so that the cake can cook, therefore the ganache cooks as well. LOL, yeah, for someone getting so upset about it, they also misunderstood the assignment. I've seen enough whatever to know it's frozen ganache. That is a very fun word to say. Wouldn't you agree? Also, I know what a lava cake is. I've seen the movie Chef. Over a 100-year-old quote, "Everything that can be invented has been invented," by the U.S. Office of Patents Commissioner Charles H. Duell in 1899. You sure about that, Charles? Let's catch up with Charles now and see what he has to say, huh? Scientists studying Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world, have found fossils of fish embedded in the rock at the mountain's peak, tens of thousands of feet above sea level. Researchers believe water has reached these heights in the past, hinting that the Earth was once flooded. Okay, Mr. TikTok, you got a source? No, seriously, where's your source? Stop believing stuff without a source, and I don't mean Google is your friend or Google it or do your own research. That's not on me. The burden of proof is on the dingleberry that made the claim. So you make the claim, you give the evidence. I swear to God, if your evidence is also just another person saying random stuff with no sources, no, that's not a source, I'm gonna come over there and whoop yo ass. Can you not read? I can. And I know that when you're asking something, you have to put a question mark at the end of the sentence. They were clearly saying it rhetorically, which wouldn't require a question mark. You sure, OP? That does not seem right. Rhetorically? I don't know. No one told me I could retire and live off of $200,000 cash. Rich is when you take $200,000 cash and buy a Lamborghini. Wealthy is when you take $200,000 cash and buy an asset that pays you $10K a month. You can then finance the Lamborghini at 0% interest, and your monthly payment will be just under $3,400 for 5 years. Take the $10K in cash. And cash flow from your asset you purchased. The first $3,400 is for your Lamborghini payment, and now you have $6,600 left over each month to do whatever you want with. After 5 years, your Lamborghini is paid off and you still have that asset producing $10K a month. Rich is temporary. Wealthy is generational. If you don't come from a wealthy family, don't worry. A wealthy family can come from you. $200,000 sure is a life-changing amount, but what asset? What asset are you thinking of could possibly, for sure, as per this whole blurb of bullshit, guaranteed, for certain, make me $10,000 a month for seemingly the rest of my life, or at least 6 years, because, you know, we've already paid off that Lamborghini, right? What asset? If you say landlord, I'm gonna kick your ass. How many wrongs makes a right? Do 4 rights make a left? 3. Wait, Ryerson or George Brown grad? TMU grad? What's the difference? You don't think it's 3? It's the R, not the S. This dumbass put the S backwards in the wrong place with putting the Ross logo. Sir? Save with 2 at once. Hey, would you look at that? I'm saving so much money, dude. That's insane. Oh, I hate that crap so much. Why does deodorant have to be so expensive? It doesn't even frickin' work. But I still use it. I still use it. I'm not saying that I don't believe in deodorant. Don't start coming to my Twitter calling me stinky. Say you don't know baseball without saying you don't know baseball. Minnesota Twins got away with a win tonight over the Toronto Blue Jays, in which bettors and handicappers alike should be infuriated. The Cave at-bat was called a strike, effectively ending his at-bat, in which had been an out. Cave swung his bat, which was strike 3 as noted even by the announcers. How was he awarded first base? The ball came off the catcher's protective equipment and went foul. Furthermore, the runner on third's hand never touched home plate. Okay, I don't know how to tell you that I don't understand baseball that much, but nothing that he said really made any sense to me. To be fair, I don't know a damn thing about baseball. Then you talk shit and won't back it up. So let's do who losses next time. I know damn well it isn't me. Loses. Can't even correct me right. You spelled it wrong, idiot. Search it up, then come back. He never came back, did he? This guy said dogs don't use sight to recognize things on a video of a dog with a VR headset. Dogs can't recognize a tree or bird just by giving him a video. The nose is their primary sense. Of course they can. I'm living next to a wheat field and my dog recognizes other dogs kilometers away. I don't know why so many other people liked your comment. Maybe it's because you said it confidentially? But if a dog has seen birds before, it can see the birds. Holy shit, it makes senki now. It's spelled sneeze, not senki. Not quite, but you're on the way. I love them both. Sweat makes you slippery to predators. No, sir. That's KY jelly. That's the only reason it's made, right? Social anxiety facts. No one's thinking about you as much as you think they are. The more nervous you feel, the more important this situation is to your soul. It's all an energy game. Social anxiety is completely normal. You sweat because your body is trying to make you more slippery to predators. I'm helping you turn anxiety into confidence, so hit that follow button. I don't know. I've got this sneaky suspicion that sweating is actually to assist your body in cooling down, but what the do I know? I only paid attention in human biology. You can't just go looking for evidence until you've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the person is guilty. You need a rock-solid appeal-proof conviction, and then you can go looking for evidence. What? The language just happened to die after England invaded. Nothing to do with the English, of course. I'm sorry, my brain stopped loading for a moment. Mate, I've been all over Cornwall. I'm not gonna do it, I'm just f***ing with you. I've been all over Cornwall, and nobody there speaks Cornish. This is an undeniable fact. The Cornish language declined because of the Cornish themselves, not because of the Cornish being oppressed by the English. What are you talking about? So usually he's very standoffish with all his girlfriend's friends. He's very what? Standoffish? Like being formal? How you are in an office? Standoffish. It has nothing to do with offices. The only reason I learned anything about that damn word was because of a series of unfortunate events. I need to give that whole sucker another read. I watched that Netflix series again, but I gotta read those books. How are people like this even able to start a business? Hi everyone, we need to talk. This situation we eat on the 20th, where blank needs to leave early, has me thinking about things after seeing the lack of willingness to help from all of you. In many situations, blank has gone out of its way to make a comfortable work environment for you. Some of you can't work weekends, some of you can't find babysitters, and some of you only work 1 day a week, but all of you have been accommodated to make the above schedule possible. This business feeds my family. This business is not there to pay your bills, it's here to pay mine. The fact that any of you passed this small problem to me is absolutely ridiculous and you should feel ashamed. I'm sorry, I have to take just a quick second here to truly allow that phrase to marinate in my mind. The sheer, whether or not this is a troll, I mean, I don't want people to try and invalidate things that I say by going, bruh, it was just a troll. Sure, hide behind that all you want. But that has to be one of the saddest things I have ever heard. It's here to pay my bills, not yours. Okay, cool. Well, I need to go find a job that's there to pay my bills, because yours mean freaking nothing to me. I'm sorry. Have a great life. I hope that whoever else you hire quits as inconveniently for you as possible. Goodbye. How much you want to bet this tries his best not to pay anybody literally anything? Woo-wee, and benefits? Forget about that. Flat Earther claiming Earth is stationary, and the amazing evidence is because balance exists? 1,600 kilometers an hour. Earth is stationary. Damn. I wanna go back to school and just get a degree in general, some kind of general studies degree. Just here you go. You got a high school diploma, but let's refresh and delve into some of these subjects a little more deeply, because I don't ever want to end up like this, because it's been too long since high school and that information has faded. There's gotta be something out there. Is there a dude on YouTube that just goes through high school level courses again and again? I keep those on in the background while I study my memes or write my scripts. Matter changes state based on temperature. Water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Spill water on the floor, leave for a few hours, water gone. Temp never went to 212. You guys seriously don't believe this, right? Leave for a few hours and the water is gone? It's 4chan though, you gotta take that with a grain of salt, and by a grain of salt I mean shove a Himalayan salt lamp up your ass. 99-year-old man divorces his 96-year-old after 77 years of marriage after he found out she cheated on him. I guess cheating doesn't have a statute of limitations. Statue of limitations. No, I wrote it correctly. Ah, yes. That's all you do when you own a store. I agree. I couldn't just let something like that happen to me, especially where the owner said he worked hard for it. Yeah, it must be hard working standing behind a counter taking people's money. It's like working in a coal mine. Someone has never worked a counter or a normal job in their life where you're scared because at any moment that simple taking money job can turn into verbal or sometimes physical abuse from a person you're not allowed to defend yourself from. I can tell you stories about my time simply working for, I've worked for Walmart, I've worked for Target, for Comcast, for all kinds of companies, and not a single one did I ever feel truly safe. The anxiety was through the roof all the time, my dip little friend. It is hard work. Taking money behind a counter is work that we as a society have agreed is necessary. We need you to do it. Yes, self-checkouts are one thing, but how many times have you found yourself checking out and then you have to wait for someone to come help you because you're buying beer or the machine's a piece of shit? Think about it. F you if you look down on people that do the job that you know damn well you need. I'm sorry, I get a little over the top sometimes about that, but I just hate arrogant people looking down on hard work because it's not hard work that they think is hard work. Dove? Past tense of dive, lad. Oh, dove. Okay. Nah, mate, it's dived. Dove is a bird. Both are acceptable words to use for past tense of dive, though dove in this sense is said with a hard O, like in stove. Yeah, I remember being taught in elementary school about the silent E. Does anybody remember that? Was I on crack in kindergarten or first grade, whatever it was? Putting the E on the end of the word changes the pronunciation of the O from ah to O to or in this case, I guess, with dove. I don't know. A lot of those English rules we were taught here in America are bullshit. Kind of like that rule, I before E except after C, except for, every goddamn word that has an I, an E, and a C in it, I swear to God. Am I the asshole for suggesting to my girlfriend she could work out at the gym to get a bigger chest? My girlfriend has pretty small breasts, which I don't really mind that much, but she recently asked me what type of them I like, and since I was trying to be honest, I told her usually big ones, like D cup or more. She seemed a bit sad about it and then asked me if I still liked her, and I said of course. I told her hers were fine too. She said it's not like she could do anything to get bigger ones anyway except for surgery and asked me if I wanted that. I told her if she wanted surgery I'd support her, but she didn't have to get it for me. Also, I said she could just go to the gym and do more bench presses and such, and she would get bigger ones that way. She then said she had never heard about that and claimed that it wasn't true. I said plenty of guys who did it had big ones like Arnold, so she could do it as well. I think she just doesn't want to put the work in. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Personal experience. Yeah, sure, buddy. Could you please explain the difference between different types of tampons? I'm genuinely curious. It's based on size mainly. I really hope you're joking because you could not be more wrong. From my personal experience, it's based on size. Hey, yo, girl, what size do you wear? Girls with tight ones have smaller tampons, while girls with wide-ass vaginas, I find, stuffed the biggest they could find. Knew a girl who stuffed 2 at a time. Bet it wasn't from yo, buddy. I ordered 60 or so sushi rolls because I thought they were in sale, but it turned out to be something else that as on sale. But anyways, I was also with my kids, so we were all eating sushi, and they gave me the bill, and I saw it was over $100, which I didn't have. And since me and my kids hadn't eaten 30 or so of the sushi rolls, I told the waitress I'd give back the sushi for a refund of all of the sushi we didn't eat. She refused. It should be every restaurant's policy that the customer's always right. Always. No. No. I'm gonna derail this video one more time just because we need to stop this customer is always right bullshit. We're missing part of the phrase here, okay? It's not simply the customer is always right. The full phrase is the customer is always right in matters of taste. I actually have no proof of that, by the way. I'm pretty sure I saw it on a Reddit comment once, but I think that's the phrase we should all be following anyway. Look, it's an extortionate fucking motto to be using regardless. No, we should not blindly follow what the customer wants and says every single time. Managers, protect your goddamn employees. You know, the ones that are getting the job done and hiding you as much as possible from your own set of verbal and physical abuse. We gotta protect each other, man. There are some bitch-ass mofos out there. It was Greek. LOL. Imagine talking Hindu. I really hope you get typhus. I really do. What? Green is a secondary color. Yellow is the primary. Computer color theory isn't the same as actual color theory. What does that mean? They want it for attention in their unrated games. They are. It's there, actually. Pretty sure it's there. No, it's most definitely toxic. CO2 emissions area, natural toxic gas. Wow, I must have screwed up somewhere along my medical degree. I didn't know CO2 had toxic properties. I thought it was a simple inert byproduct of normal aerobic respiration, which at a high rate, at high concentrations, leads to an increased respiratory rate, tachycardia, cardiac arrhythmias, and impaired conscience. Someone Googled a lot, if not displaced from hemoglobin. But as far as it being a toxin, it's like calling water a toxin. Sure, depends on your definition of toxin. You've got a medical degree. You sure it's not a chiropractor certificate? Flat Earther explains why satellites can't move in space. Do you really think we have a satellite taking high-res photos of Pluto 3 billion miles away and we can get a cell signal if we venture too far outside of the city? Oh, you meant can't. And if we had a satellite out in deep space, it wouldn't be able to move. In a vacuum, even thrust doesn't have any medium to push off of. Think about a rocket launch. It pushes off of the ground, the air. A fighter jet on an aircraft carrier has the carrier lift its blast barrier up to... Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry, it's just exhausting dealing with these people. And I'm not even dealing with them. If a few treatments eliminate your infection, you're apparently not cured. They won't even cure athlete's foot. There's no money in the cure, only in treatment. Private industry has never cured anything because they're not looking for a cure, they're looking for a treatment. Look, there was a day when I'd be inclined to believe you, man, but I can't believe that anymore, dude. Article author thinks the sun is the only source of heat in the universe. The part about the article is about Megatron having a weakness to cold weather. Megatron's fictional home planet, Cybertron, is at least 4 light years away from Earth. This means it's farther away from the sun, hence it's colder. For that reason, Megatron should be used to cold temperatures by now, and since he is generally overpowered, chilly winds shouldn't be a problem for him. Holy crap. Bro, get a life. You're 23. You're... Trust me, I'm an English major. Switch majors. Made this tonight. It's so good. Wow, I love your recipes. You are recipes. LOL, fixing my typo. Inspecting the battlefield. Not very well, though. Red, thinking that wild animals belong in zoos. That wolf. Filthy rodent probably wasn't even hungry, just looking to kill something out of boredom. Wolves belong in zoos and animal sanctuaries, not the wild. Destructive as hell and completely upset the ecosystem. No, that's not true, but you know what does disrupt the ecosystem? House cats. Yeah, they really mess stuff the up, so look, keep them inside. You know what I'm saying? Munchkin has to stay inside. It's for the betterment of the population of a lot of creatures. You know, like birds? Have you ever noticed how there's less chirping these days? Sure, we're paying $2.40 a liter in Australia. What the is a litre? Buddy, grab your passport and go see the world. You'll find out that there are liter meter Celsius. Liter is what I believe is meant, but I've been wrong before. As far as spelling, when you win the war that began in 1776 versus the Crown, you can do what you want with the language. It's called war booty? Liter is not recognized. The English language is owned by the United States. Okay, sure, you go on believing that. Wow. PSA, the moon's bullshit. America can, should, must, and will blow up the moon. Alright, why? Let's take a look. Do we need tides? Dumb. Honestly, kinda not that cool. Unnecessary. Actual lunatic. Literally never done anything for us. Not society? Society. Yeah, I agree. Screw the moon, dude! How many cubits was Noah's cloning facility on the Ark? Why assume that Noah took live animals instead of simply gathering their embryos and sperm? Let's humble ourselves and acknowledge that people in the past were potentially as advanced or even more so than we are today. Right, yeah, the whole cloning thing. Plus, I don't think that Noah was given enough time to build this boat. Not necessarily completely by himself. I feel like his family helped him in some way. Either way, build this boat and simultaneously extract eggs from all the females in every species, and then jerk off all the males of the species and store all of that safely. The story is significantly more believable if he just grabs a couple of animals from every species, right? I mean, it sounds weird, but it's true. Not the story, I mean more believable. You know what I mean.
Titan boa, the biggest reptile ever that lived during the age of dinosaurs. Titan boa was a snake, not a reptile. Dinosaurs didn't exist. Go read the Bible instead of making a fool of yourself. Yeah, it's them who are making the fools of themselves. People are freaking idiots. My neighbor's kid just tried to tell me that bats are mammals. Mammals don't fly. We walk and are confined to the ground. No wonder my family in Sweden thinks Americans are dumb. Y'all truly need to educate your kids better. Bats are birds. Melbourne is closer to Antarctica than it is to Darwin. Not if you use miles instead of kilometers, but point taken. What? All I've ever wanted from a yogurt is to know who the cows are. Notice how they named all the cows traditionally girl names? There's a deep connection between misogyny and consuming animals. Man, oh man, you're getting close. All right, let's see. Okay, yep, I like numbers. Let's see, the last one is wrong. 5 plus 1 times 10 equals 60. You mixed the X. I can't talk either. I can't read and I can't talk. The moon landing was faked, apparently. Not sure how NASA could do it 50 years ago and act like it's still in development today. AKA, they couldn't land on the moon today with the current technology. Okay, whatever you say, dude. Whatever you say, brother. Cutting cheese with a knife? Barbarians. We in Scandinavia use this tool. That's why your country, not a nation. I'm sorry, one more time? I've lived 53 years without needing my insurance. So, they have to be useless and no one needs any. What? Nobody really needs legal or content insurance. I'm 53 and have done really well without both of them. The both of them. Wow. This is what it's like, by the way. I've been leaving these little mess-ups in here just to give you a sense of how hard it is for a professional voice actor to read. Anyway, as far as legal insurance go, just stay out of trouble and don't go to court over cases you can't win. Okay. As for content or content insurance, just don't try and live beyond your means. If you have your own home or apartment, build in a safe neighborhood and invest in good doors and windows. If local laws require you to have what insurance? Okay. Mexico is in North America? Hardly. Well, sir, I'm a Celt myself. Irish specifically. My ancestry is from Munster County. Munster isn't a county, it's a province. You're gonna mansplain Ireland to me when I'm Irish? A man with an unwashed ass has an opinion again. I'm Irish, you're American. I'm pretty confident I know my country better than you gowl. I love that. Irish specifically, my ancestry's from here, does not mean that you are Irish. Were you born there? Do you live there? Are you a citizen? Well then, the belly button is a reproductive organ, guys. 2 belly buttons would mean 2 vaginas. What? Yeah, please explain. A vagina does not only exist for male pleasure. It's part of the female reproductive system. No shit. The belly button's part of that reproductive system because it connects the mother with the child and yeah, we're moving on from that one, man. Deer antlers actually do fall off their heads every year, setting up our Christmas tree, but it's made of deer antlers. Had the audacity to say no animals were harmed as if the antlers just fell out painlessly. They did. Of course glass bakeware exists. Why wouldn't it? Why would you use a glass pan to bake bread? I don't think a glass pan even exists. Pans are made of metal. Some of them are. Some. You ever heard of Pyrex? Why y'all aren't changing your tampon every time you pee? So nasty. Can't believe this is even a discussion. I don't understand. If you don't remove the tampon, how does the pee get out? There should be no debate. Pee is absorbed just like blood, leaving no room for future blood to be absorbed. Damn. No, those of you that are in the know are just grinning from ear to ear right now. Men are seriously at large, stupidly misunderstanding female anatomy to such an extent it's kind of funny. People incorrectly correcting other people. Me and my mate were laughing about how the donuts were cheaper if you buy less, and the lady serving overheard us to correct us saying it was a great deal and you saved money buying more. Like, no, It's only a few pence, but still, joke's on him because now he wasted $13,000. Let's see, this person just used 13,000 pennies to create the $13,000. You positive? You want to redo that real quick? It's like $4, okay? There's 8 billion acres of land in Alaska forest. There are currently over 8 billion people in the world. We are far past the be fruitful and multiply logic. I'm thankful people are now averse to procreation for procreation's sake. Go about your adulting unbothered. Good person. We're fine. You're fine. Be happy. This is dumb. There's as many people in the world that we could give each person a 1 acre plot of land in Alaska and be nowhere else. There isn't too many people. You are a stupid person through and through. No, there's far too many people. Come on. I don't think that's how the world works, buddy. Planting trees is good, but extra carbon in the atmosphere is already producing more trees. The Earth is greener than it has been in human existence because of how much carbon is in the atmosphere. Plants eat carbon. Which body part maintains your balance? In which the answer is the ears. Let's see. Your brain. How do deaf people keep balance if only their ears keep balance? Your brain takes in the environment and stimuli and reacts. Creating balance, it's based on, well, more than your ears. It's not your ability to hear that gives balance. Hey, buddy, that's what I said. Thank you for reiterating my point in fewer words and not establishing any point on either side of this potential debate. The Canadian Constitution doesn't have a Second Amendment or gun protection. We ask that all gun owners put this on their wall. The Supreme Court of Canada has affirmed that the right to keep and bear arms is a fundamental right of the individual. If you believe in the Second Amendment and you... What? Okay, come on. It's kind of weird that there are some people in Canada that want to cosplay as weird Americans. I mean, come on. I would rather be the one on the left. Smallpox will eventually heal, but pure blood is forever. No, smallpox will kill you, dumbass. Literally never seen a smallpox case in my life. Another fake disease to be scared of? No, we eradicated it, asshole! Unclear whether the angled eggs were right, obtuse, or acute. Let's see. Making my famous yellow pocket angle eggs. I call them things angle eggs because I refuse to give the deceiver no praise. So these eggs could be my angle or my deceiver. I can see that Matt probably flunked his high school grammar class. Nobody has pronouns. You can't have a pronoun any more than you can have a preposition or an adverb. The conception doesn't make any sense. Pronouns are not things you can own. They aren't pets or accessories. They are parts of speech. That's it. You don't get to customize them. Actually, wait, hold on a second. Oh, it's Matt Walsh. This is too easy. The guy's completely lost. I remember when I was doing Hunger Games, nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie. Okay, I've been seeing this go around, and I'm genuinely curious if this is actually an exact quote from her. I'm super curious, because Jennifer, you're great. We love you. But if you actually unironically thought that no one had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie, holy crap, how have you not seen any movies? Ripley did not... Oh my god. I'm part of that 1% that voted to stray. One vote doesn't count as 1%. Read it again and embarrass yourself. If they need a test dummy for the trip to Mars, please take me. They discovered the Earth was flat in 1942. Who did? Some guys just discovered a giant bubble at the edge of Antarctica and decided, holy hell, God's real, we gotta hide this. How does that make sense? No, they tried sending rockets into space and realized, holy hell, the Earth is flat. They tried telling their comrades, but nobody wanted to believe them because it was their destiny to be Satanists and colonize space. Oh, now it's Satanistic to colonize space. Okay, cool. Before the argument was, it's a waste of money for the human race to expand its horizons. Now it's, you're a Satanist. Great. A blind woman was told to get her freaking dog off a bus by a passenger who didn't believe guide dogs could be any color other than yellow. I'm not going to read the rest. I'm sorry. That is next level embarrassing for that person. They're not the same thing. Wait until you find out that Great Britain and the UK are not the same thing. Maybe you don't realize that the country is called the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's shortened to UK or GB. I think what you mean is, wait until you find out that UK or GB and England are not the same thing. I remember I asked somebody when I went over there to visit a year or so ago, asking them, hey, what is Great Britain? What is England? Well, what is all this silliness? When I was 2, my sister was twice my age. Now I'm 40. How old's my sister? Twice 2 is 4, so add 4 years to her current age. School system failed some. Not only is gas a liquid, but all gases are fluids. Mistakes were made. What? Gasoline is a fluid. We call it gas even though it's not a gas. And no, all gases are not fluids any more than all fluids are solids. Please stop. No, he's right. Fluid in science refers to anything that can flow. This includes liquids, gases, and plasmas. LOL, I'm pretty sure y'all are the scientists who know these things. What? That's a little confusing. If gravity real, then why doesn't ocean go to southern hemisphere? If the Earth was a globe, water flows to lowest point. Oh my god. My ex has a 7 on his neck for our son, who died to his heart condition. My son was 6 when he died. They insist he was 7. How do they insist their math is different and correct? This is how they figured it. He was born in 96 and he died in 2003. Here's the math they failed at. His birthday is August 23rd. He died on March 9th. Okay, let's take a look here. But he was 1 in 96, 2 in 97, 3 in 98, 4 in 99, 5 in 2000, 6 in 2001, 7 in 2002. So, still 7 in 2003. Don't know where the mistake is. Darwin was an Illuminati shill. His evolution theory is utter bollocks. It was designed to mislead you into thinking you are an insignificant random nothingness in endless eons of... Look, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Everything's random. There is no meaning. We are stardust. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. As some of you know, I have a lay interest in right-wing iconography and style. This is right-wing design. Holy crap, this is the new Twitter Blue logo. Guess they fired anyone whose passion is graphic design. What? This logo's from late 2021, before Musk made a bid for Twitter. How can one person be this wrong, yet try to sound smart in this way? Okay, yeah, they're definitely a troll. Actually, no, there is singular referring to one person while they... No. My friend tried to tell me that root beer is not a soda. He was serious. That sounds stupid. Why would you even compare root beer to sodas? Root beer is not a soda. What makes a soda? Think of how stupid the average person is and then realize half of them are stupider than that. That would be the median, not the average. The median is a type of average. I'm sorry to have to break this to you, but you're in the bottom half, my friend. The fact that you think Spain ever had colonies or was imperialistic shows you are an imperialistic colonizer. None of these territories were colonies, moron. It's not an animal. If you just want jumping spiders, you can go to an exotic pet show, or buy them online. Not sure the exact kind, but you can reach out to a store and see what they have. What do you mean, not an animal? Spiders are obviously Dwemer constructs. Spiders aren't animals, they're arachnids. Arachnids are animals. They're in the kingdom Animalia, along with all other arthropods. Well, they aren't plants, fungi, or bacteria. They're animals, more specifically arthropods, even more specifically arachnids, most specifically spiders. McDonald's ad with blatantly false statistics. Here's what free McDonald's for life looks like by the numbers. Let's see, Okay, but here's the problem though, McDonald's. You making stuff up or not, what you just refuse to seem to tell anybody is that if you do win one of these McDonald's for life cards, don't they only let you use it twice a week? I mean, come on. Not understanding striking isn't quitting. Quitting is not the same as striking. They can quit if they want. No, they can't. Why can't they quit their job? That would be a strike. What? Fat and sugar do not occur in nature. They are man-made products, the combination of which make people fat. Pure foods on their own are much more healthy and good against weight gain. Fat and sugar occur all over the place in nature. Honey is a liquidy sugar. Most fruits are relatively high in sugar. Coconuts are 30% fat and 5% sugar. All meats have some quantity of fat. Lots of meat has substantial quantities of fat. When it's 20 below outside, what's solar gonna do for you? Absolutely nothing in December, January, and February. The sun has no power. When will the government try to quit ramming this crap down everyone's throat? I guarantee you the sun has power, even when it's cold. I saw you live in North Dakota, where the Air Force trains pilots because they get more sun in Fargo than in Kansas during the winter. What? Now that last one confuses me a bit. Wouldn't surprise me if Air Force pilots were trained all over the place. I mean, I live in Colorado Springs. We got the Air Force Academy and all that crap right on out here. Air Force Town, yep. Solar power draws heat to the Earth's surface. It's funny to me how the people who scream global warming and climate change also want to plow down hundreds of acres of... Hold on. I'm opening up my can of water here really quick. Okay, we're good. I have no problem with keeping our planet cleaner and picking up trash out of the water. when I'm on my boat and things like that. But there's no way you can tell me that cutting down trees and putting up fields of solar panels at Okay. All right, we're done with you. It's 21. What the hell is wrong with these people? What answers y'all get? Any answer other than 17 is wrong and your education system failed you. I don't do math anymore. I talk. Most toothpastes contain sugar, and dentists give it to us and make us scrub our teeth with sugar. What? I don't know of any dentist that gives out sugary treats as prizes. That was a weird whistle. Apologies. Toothpaste. Most toothpaste have sugar, and the dentist will give it to... No. I think the closest thing I've seen to sugar in a toothpaste has been aspartame or sucralose, which are artificial sweeteners that don't act the same way on your body as sugar. Not saying they're good for you, just they're different. Y'all have grizzly bears in the UK too, right? I love that you think the UK has one ecosystem and the US has another. Hang on one second. Do you actually think the ecology in the UK is the same as in the US? Have you ever been anywhere outside of North America? Oh, so you're just illiterate. How quirky.